Hello Flosstube, it is Mel from Mel of Hope Stitches and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for finding me and giving my channel a chance. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here. It means a lot to me that you would come and spend some stitchy time with me. I know that I love watching Flosstube, which is why I started this cross stitch channel myself, was to give back because I don't know, there's not a lot of good things on TV these days, but Flosstube never disappoints, right? You always find something that you've never seen before, that you haven't thought about in a while, maybe something different than what you usually stitch, but just to love the craft with other people is just such a fun thing to do. So today is June 1st, I may have already said that, and it has been a hot minute since I have put out a Flosstube. And I feel like every single time that I am filming a Flosstube, I am saying that. And I apologize, I always intend to get here sooner, but sometimes life just takes over. We had some surprising twists and turns this spring. We had some health issues going on. We had lots and lots of family in town because of those health issues. In fact, I just got my craft area back today, and I'm super excited to kind of have my spot and get back into the swing of things. And in terms of life, we're calming down a little bit with different things going on, and school has ended for kids, and I'm gonna get a couple weeks off in just another 10 days or so. So it's definitely slowing down into summer mode, which I'm excited about. So let me hop on in and share some cross stitch with you. Because I cleaned and then I put all the stuff for the Flosstube on the table, it's all in a wacky order. So I'm going to start with my purchases, my haul. I don't have a lot to share because I am trying to not purchase a lot because I'm going to StitchCon Weekend B, which is just, in about 12 days or so. Not that I'm counting or anything. I'm just so excited. I love it. And so I really want to spend my stitchy money there. But I do nevertheless have some hauls to share. So the first thing I'm going to share is a monthly club I'm in, which is the Biddy Bowl Club from Pine Mountain Designs. And I did the first month very well. I did February, and then I fell off the bandwagon. It just wasn't a priority to stitch it. And there's a lot of colors for every month, and they're different colors. So like many of you out there, I go to my DMC stash, I'm like, I know I have it all. And then it's like, nope, I'm missing like the 5 main colors. Because there's like between 12 and 15 colors in every single one of these, and they're different. And I'm not complaining because the depth you get in your stitch is beautiful. So I just am like, well, I get to build my stash. I went to Joann's this week because they had last week, I guess it was, they had a great sale. Their DMC was 60 cents, which is awesome. They were out of a bunch of the colors I needed. So I got what I could, and I'm just going to continue to build it. And there'll be a time soon that I will just sit down and for 2 weeks, I'll just work on these. But for right now, they're not done. But I wanted to share them because they're beautiful. So I have the May one right here. Like, I just love that. And what's really cool, and I apologize, it's gonna be crinkly, is it comes with all of the items you need and the fabric, which you can see there, but they've taken, like I'm doing Aida. So they've taken the Aida and they've already serged it to the fabric that's gonna go to the top and the bottom. So I literally just have to like stitch in 2 places to make the little bag. So to me, that's fantastic. Like they've taken all the guesswork out of it. So May is here, and I have, as you can see, I'm collecting my colors. May is there, and this is June, which June I love so much. And the colors are getting washed out, you guys. I apologize, it's late afternoon. But it even comes with all these little shells. And the first month we got the bowl, and I love it, and I can't wait to have it done. It just, like I said, with everything going on, it hasn't been my #1 priority. So that's been one piece of haul that I have every month. Another piece of haul came from Shannon Bromo, the Soda Stitcher. She was having a D-stash, and I love her eclectic style of stitching, and she had some great deals and things that I've wanted for my collection. So I was like, yep, I'm gonna get that. So the first was Christmas Tiny Town. I've collected, and I say collected because I haven't stitched them yet, a couple Tiny Towns. I have the Anywhere Tiny Town that has keepsakes on it. I have Bee Tiny Town. I think those are the 2 I have right now, and I have the Bee Frills. So getting the Christmas one was great, and it even came with the little snowflake buttons. So I'm super excited to do that. And then she had a lot of, I think 9 or 10 of the Truckin Along Stitching with the Housewives charts, and it was a really good deal. And so I'm like, you know what, it's not the whole thing, but I can't pass up this bargain. I don't even know how I'm going to stitch these yet. I've just always loved them, but it intimidated me to become part of the monthly club because I felt like it's a lot of stitching for me to like commit to get done every month. So buying them this way is a little bit easier for me. So I've got June, and I apologize, they're still in the sleeve, but I want to show them because this was the series from a couple of years ago, and it's just so darling. July, August, September, October, November. I love those turkeys. December, and January. So February, March, April, May are the 4 months I don't have. And I'll get them at some point. And like I said, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to stitch these. One part of me is like, I might just do this June because I could put that on my desk at work. And then I might just do the truck, or I don't know. I might do different things. I might take motifs off of it and make cute little things. I don't know yet, but I was excited to get those. And then she had some fabric because she was destashing a lot of her Aida because she's stitching on a lot of other things. Like all of us, we grow into different things as we stitch, and I'm really eclectic. I love even weave, I love Aida, I love linen. I do know that if I'm in the car or if it's late at night and I'm tired, I'm better on Aida, just because linen, I have to just really make sure I'm counting, and you know, I've got my game on. So I picked up 2 Aidas. I couldn't resist because it was Picture This Plus, and I love Picture This Plus. So this color here is 18 count Fog, which is a great, I'm washing it out. It's making it look white. There you can kind of, like up here, see the angle of the real color up here. It's a great neutral. So I got that, and then this Arctic I absolutely love for like a winter blue. Or I was also thinking of Kathy Haberman's like Polar Bear Plunge, and all that would look really cute on that. So I don't know, I'll be doing something on there, but I loved it. They were great neutrals. I needed to have them. So I picked up that, and then I was doing really well. I wasn't getting anything from Nashville Needlework Market. I was like, oh my gosh, I love all this stuff, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna go to Keepsakes in June and whatever they have, and there'll be other things, because when they have those trunk shows, oh, there's nothing like seeing stitching in action, like not just the picture, but the actual charts. That gets me every time, and then that's what I end up buying. So I really want to wait. But my friend Jeannie was going to get the cookbook, The Happiness is Homemade. So she was kind enough to pick me up one. Thank you, Jeannie, because I love it. There's about 20,000 things in here I want to stitch. So it's the first time I've gotten the Market cookbook, and I'm super excited. And I'm really glad that Jeannie picked me up this book, and I'm glad that I have the hard copy versus having a PDF of it, because personally I just love hard copies and charts. So that was exciting. And then I'm in Arizona, and the attic needlework is a good hour from me, and it's not an area of town I go to a lot, or an area of Arizona, I guess I should say, that I go to a lot. But we were taking a trip down there to go to some other places. So I thought, let's just fit that into our travel plans. It's Mother's Day weekend, why not? So I went in there, and my mom actually treated me to some Mother's Day things. So I got a couple of things while I was there. One is the Prairie Schooler 2024 Santa. And when I was at Joann's the other day, I bought the flosses to go with it. And I got home to the chart, and as I look at it here, it doesn't look as off as I thought it was, but I'm like, wow, these are really dark. And I know a lot of people say don't fool with the Prairie School colors, you know, be true to it and stitch it. So I'm going to stitch it as is. I don't know, it's on Putty Davos. I don't know that I'll stitch on that, but I have some other browns that are, beiges that are similar. So I'm gonna do it with these colors, but then I think I might do it really bright after that. I don't know, I might change it up, do it twice. Why not? Why not? It's not like I have 75 billion other things to stitch. And then I found these really cute Christmas Littles from Waxy Moon Design. I already looked. I'm not sure what year these ones came out, but it was their number 215 chart. And these are just so precious to me. Look at these ornaments. I just think they are so cute. They're 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. So 48 stitches wide, 48 stitches high on 14 count. And I have not started any ornaments this year, but I will be doing quite a few ornaments when I start, probably in July. So these are going to be on my list to do because they just look so fun. You know, when you see a chart and you're just like, that's my jam, that is fun. And these ones she has, or they have, I should say, Weeks Dye Works and DMC. And I have quite a Weeks Dye Works stash because I used to be in a fabric of the month for, a floss of the month with that. And I have a ton of color and cotton. So between my overdyes and DMCs, I probably have the colors I'm going to use, but I love this. So I got that. And then I also saw the 2024 Collector's Heart, which I still have in the plastic because it came with the linen and it came with the little cute butterfly embellishment from just another button company. And this is 32 count platinum Belfast linen from Yarn Tree. And it calls for Classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Works. So I got home and I went into my stash and I had one of the colors that I needed. I had Louisiana Hot Sauce. That was the only one. So I thought about, and I started looking through all my pinks and looking through my reds and started to make a conversion. And then I thought, you know what? This came with the linen. It came with the embellishment. I think I owe it to Heart and Hand to do this with their colors that they specified because I just think that they picked a perfect palette. So I think I will take a copy of the colors I need, and when I'm in Cincinnati at StitchCon, I will get the colors to go with this. And this was total they're very cute, and I know some people do it every year. Mine was, I watched so many people on Flosstube get this and do this that I was like, I need to do it. And I hardly have any Valentine stitches, so I thought it would be a cute one to do. And then my last purchase, well, I got two more things. I got another chart, which is the one chart at Nashville Needlework that I really wanted, and it was the Botanical Bee by Kathy Haberman. And so I did buy that, and I bought the linen I'm stitching it on. And this linen, I've been wanting some of this linen since this beautiful, wonderful soul started dyeing it and selling it at the attic. And it is the Thread Empress, and she also goes by Miss Crescent Crown, and it is her hand-dyed linens. And she just started dyeing, sorry, I just shook the camera. She just started dyeing again this year, and she sells at the attic and I think one other place. And there was so many beautiful colors there. It was really hard to choose, but I settled on this. Let me see if I can get the real true color. Nope, that's too washed out. Oh, there we go. Up here is really the true color up here. It's this beautiful goldy yellow, and it's called Madeline, and I love it. And I'm stitching my Botanical Bee on this. So I did a whole conversion, and when I show you my whips, I will share that conversion. So this is beautiful to stitch on. I'm absolutely loving it. So those were all my purchases. And then I actually won on a floss tube, and I was so excited that Once Upon a Stitch, Lori from Once Upon a Stitch, is an amazing, amazing quilter and cross stitcher. And I don't know if any of you have watched her YouTube, but if you haven't, please go check out Lori from Once Upon a Stitch. She's a fantastic master cross stitcher and just artist. Her quilts are beautiful. Everything she does is just meticulous and gorgeous. And she's very eclectic. She does samplers, she does little cutesy things, she does like all kinds of stuff, and she must be the fastest needleworker out there because she's always got things finished. I'm always impressed by what she does. So anyway, I won one of her giveaways and I was very excited. It's all patriotic things. So I got Bless This Home from Country Cottage Needleworks, which I did not have, and I'm very excited because I'm building my patriotic stash but also building my stitching, so I'm excited to stitch that one up. And then I got Homespun Samplar, had a Lady Martha Washington and a George Washington, General George. I'd never heard of Homespun Samplar before, so I was very excited to get these, and I'm excited to stitch them up. And I might do them as stand-ups. I've never done a stand-up, but HelenD does a lot of stand-ups. And if I take out the border, I could totally do these as a stand-up. So very excited for those. Thank you, Lori from Once Upon a Stitch, because that's awesome. So next I'm going to show you my finishes. I do not have any fully finished objects with how the last few months has been. I'm kind of surprised I have any finishes, but I'm going to share these finishes. So I've been working on completing some of my older whips is really one of the things I'm trying to do this year. I don't know how successful I'm being at it, because then I'm also like, oh, well, I want to start a stitch. And if I start it, I'm going to, because that's just what's going to happen. Stitching is a hobby. It's for fun. So yes, I like to give myself some parameters, but if I want to start something, I'm going to start it. And if I was going to stitch on something and it doesn't bring me joy, I'm not going to do it. So that's just the way it is. So the first one is Brenda Gervais Wordplay July. And this is the chart. And I have all of them. I'd been collecting them, and so I got one done. I stitched this on 18 count Aida from Fortnite, and it's in the color Caravan Tan, which is a very washed out mottled tanny gray. And this is my finish. And I did a full color conversion. I used just random over dyes I have, and some of them I did more colorful. Like this red is super, it's like Louisiana hot sauce. It's nice and red. This is salmony colored. So I wanted them, like I wanted the months brighter. I don't know where my colors show up better. I think right about there maybe. And it's fun. And you know, it's not that this one took a long time to stitch. It's I stitched some of it, I put it down, and this was a car stitch a lot of the time. So I don't have any of the other months done. Every month is going to be on it. This was just a random piece of fabric I had left over from something. It's going to be on different fabric, but they're all going to go on the same finish. So I cleaned my craft room today because, like I said, everything had just been pushed to the side. There had been beds in here, everything else. And I cleaned. And when I was getting ready to do this floss tube, actually this is my second take on the floss tube, I got out what I'm going to use to fully finish this. So this is the piece I'm going to fully finish this on. It's from Hobby Lobby. I don't know if they still sell it. They probably do. It's from a spring collection last year, and the number is 5772074. And I got it, you know, when they have their like 60% off sale. And what I'm going to do is I am going to be covering where it says welcome, and I'm going to be putting magnets on here. And then I will use sticky board and fabric, etc. And then all of these every month will be going on here. And the 18 count will fit really good with the boards and stuff. So that I'm excited about. But the hilarity was that when I just got this out so I could show you guys, I found something I'd been searching for when I was trying to finish something at the holidays. So I had shown you a full finish at Christmas time of Primrose Cottage's Gingerbread Kisses and Christmas Wishes with the little gingerbreads. And I finished it for somebody, and I knew I had bought 2 of the snowflakes, and I couldn't find it. So I had mine finished, and it's sitting in my box of beauty, because I will not call it a box of shame. It's beauty, because it's beautiful things. Because I was like, I'm gonna have to wait till they get those out again. I had it. It was sitting in the basket of this. So now I can finish that too. So I was excited to find that. So I'm glad I made myself get out this fully finished, the piece I'm gonna use to fully finish. My next one is a whip I've been working on for, it's not a whip, it's a finish, but I've been working on it for probably 2 years. And again, it's one that I would take it out, I'd work on it, but then I made a valiant effort and really stitched on it monogamously till it was done. And that was Lizzie Cates's ABC Lessons. And this is one of the originals. I picked this up in Vegas, and it came with a bunch of the buttons. I stitched this on, it's a 16 count Aida. I don't remember the name of the color, but this is my finish. So we'll go up to the camera and just show you. I love it. I just love, I love what it says. Accept differences, be kind, count your blessings, dream, express thanks, forgive, give freely, harm no one, inspire hope, judge not, keep confidences, love truly, master something, nurture friendships, open your hearts, play, quiet fears, reciprocate, scatter joy, treasure family, understand, value truth, waste nothing, exercise, yearn for peace, zealously support a worthy cause. And I don't usually put my initials or dates on things, but for this one I did. I picked a different color and I put my initials on one side and I put the year I finished it, 2024, on the other. This one I'm going to either frame myself or have framed, and it's going to go up in my office because I just love it. And yeah, so very excited to have that finished. So that one's finished. Another finish was also a start. So during Lent, I decided to come up with a stitch that was representative of Lent. And it took me all of Lent and a little bit after Easter to get it finished. And it is Sweet Wings Studios. I love Sweet Wings Studios. I just think that Susan is amazing. And I did a color conversion of this with color and cotton. And whoa, yay to me, I actually wrote my conversion down. Wow, I never do that. And I stitched this on French Lilac which is a 28 count Lugana from the Color and Cotton Fabric Club from a couple years ago. So I've got lots of this left, but here's my stitch. I feel like if I show it at an angle, you get a better sense of the color. It's beautiful, beautiful purple, and I apologize that it's not coming out really good. But if I go this way, it's, well, maybe that way works too. Yeah, that works. Maybe this side of the camera. But it's Mercy there was great and Grace was free. And this will get framed, and I think it'll get framed. It'll be on some type of a piece for the wall, whether it's a frame or something else. But I did a color conversion with color and cotton because I had a lot of color and cotton. And I love the color I picked for Mercy. And I don't know if you can see all the variegation. Yeah, you can see all that variegation in there. Mercy's very, very variegated. Grace, not so much, but Mercy is. And I just think, I don't know, it's just kind of neat because, I don't know, the Lord's mercy is a variegation, right? Mercy for lots of different things. So those were my full finishes. So I feel pretty accomplished that I was able to get all those fully finished, and I finished my Stitch for StitchCon as well. So those were the things I finished since we last met. So now let's talk about my whips, shall we? So my whips are in order from what I worked on the least to what I worked on the greatest. So as I said, I've got some whips and I really want to get the whip pile down or change them out, right? Get some new whips, not get it down, but just necessarily change the new ones. So my first whip, which I had only three little boxes done on, and then I was inspired from Danny from Lovinstitches because she took hers out and worked on it, and that girl finished it. And it's This Is the Day by Plum Street Samplers, which I absolutely love this chart. So I have all of my colors on a ring, and I am stitching it on the same fabric and count that Danny from Lovinstitches did hers on, but I couldn't tell you what it is because I don't have it written down. So when I picked it up, I love the modeling in this. When I picked it up to work on it, I think I had like 4 or 5 of these boxes done. So I went and I did a few more, I think, till I finished my floss. And then I decided to go up and start on the words. So I've got this half made, be glad. And so I worked on it a little bit. It was some Sabbath stitching I was doing. And then I decided to, do other things. But so I'm working on it. It'll get there. It'll get there. Another one I worked on, it was just calling to me, and it's one that has been in my stash since this came out. And again, I saw some Instagram posts. People were taking this out of their whip pile and saying, hey, I'm gonna work on my flea market flowers. So I took my flea market flowers out. I am stitching this on 14 count fabric flare Gingham Gray, I believe is the name. I picked that color when, oh my gosh, why can't I think of her name? This is when you know you're getting old. Kimberly at Fat Quarter Shop, there we go. It's So Emma had picked out. So this is what I'm working on. I literally the whole time I've had this out lately, I've been stitching this brown area, this brown beast of a box. And once I get this one done, this piece done, it'll be great. It'll go a little quicker. I know some people were stitching this and instead of doing the variegation in the flowers, they stuck with one color. I kind of wish I had done that because it would be a faster stitch, but I actually love it. So I just like needed to work on it more. So I have that one. All right, my next one is one that I've been working on pretty diligently, and it is practically perfect in every way from Lilli Violette, and I am hoping to get this finished at StitchCon. Sorry, the shadow's getting really bad this afternoon. Hoping to get this finished at StitchCon. So I finished Mary up, and I'm working on all this black. So I pick this up in the car sometimes and at different spots. I'm working on something. I have two pieces that I want to work on a bit at home and I want to bring them to StitchCon. This is one of them. So right now it's all fill-in, and then once I finish here, I have to decide if I'm going to go up and do this part here and then move my Q-snap over, which is probably what I'm going to do. But I have, let me look at this. Yeah. So this is about to here. So this is what I'll have in, and then when I move my Q-snap, I'll have like another whole half of it. So I'll figure that out. And this is a piece of 18 count. It's Fiber on a Whim. It is just a luscious purple to stitch on. And it's the other half of a piece that I picked up. I got this the first time I went to StitchCon. So this whip is 2 years old, you guys. So it's gotta get finished. So I'm getting there. My next one that I worked on a bit was my Mother's Day start of Kathy Haberman's Botanical Bee. And like I said, this is that beautiful 32 count Madeline linen from Miss Crescent Colors. And you can see I'm doing a different color conversion here. So what I am doing is I'm using browns where browns are. I'm using what I had in my stash. So if I had a color that Kathy called for, like she calls for charcoal, I'm using charcoal. She called for, that might be the only one I had, you guys. She calls for carrot, I'm using carrot. Everything else is a different color, I think. No, wait, nope, that's it. Okay, so instead of grasshopper, I am using emerald, because it's what I have. Instead of whitewash, I am using Color in Cotton's Picket Fence. Instead of Dirt Road, I'm using Palomino. Instead of Aztec Red, I'm using Garnet. Instead of Curry, I'm using Harvest Moon. However, I say that tongue-in-cheek because I'm using that down here for this the yellow part here, but these are not going to be done in yellow. Those are going to be done in, are you ready for it? Snow Cone from Color in Cotton. And then I'm using Lettuce Leaf, where actually I have carrot here, but I'm using down here where she calls for lettuce leaf, I'm actually using, where she calls for carrot, I'm actually using this lettuce leaf color because it's just really pretty and I was looking for some differences. So this is what I'm doing, and the big differences with color are going to be in these flowers here And in this up here, instead of being yellow, it's going to be that really bright blue. So just putting my own flair on it, I guess. And I'm loving the way it's coming out. It's a beautiful stitch. And then I have it in this bee bag that I got at Minnesota, the Soda Stitchers D-Stash, Shannon Roma. So, and I'm loving it. This is a bag from, oh, I wonder if the name is on here. It's got to be. It's somebody that does a bag of the month club. Like, so, I can't believe there's no tag or something that shows me whose bag it is. I don't know. It's a beautiful bag. I love it. It's the quality's great. It's like, it's a wonderful person that does a bag of the month club, and it comes with things. So that's a fun stitch, and I'm enjoying the conversion. I have one more whip to share, people. One more whip. Oh wait, it does have one. It is So Much to Love bags. There's her little tag up there. So Much to Love. I love this bag. I've never done a bag of the month. I don't know if I would ever do a bag of the month, but if I did, I'd probably do hers because the quality is fantastic. I love it. And thank you for Shannon for doing a D-Stash and for sharing that. My last whip I took out on our last holiday, which was at the end of May, and had to get a little patriotic. So I took out my Party Like It's 1776. I kitted this up last year at StitchCon with some other folks at my table, Stitchin Sandy and Mrs. Derv. And Stitchin Sandy, I know, finished it last year beautifully. I do not stitch as quickly as her, and I did not finish it. But we do have a Party Like It's 1776 sale out there, and so if anybody wants to join in, feel free. I have been going gangbusters on this though. So I worked on it a lot of Memorial Day, and I had these people done. Sorry, I had these people done, and I had Party Like, I had Party Like done. So I finished it 1776 and put the exclamation point. Then I went up because I was in red and I had red, and I think I had some blue and I had started my flag, but I went all the way over on my flag. I still have one little section of flag, but my nerd hoop is in the way there. So I did all that red. Then I've come over since then and I finished 3 more people. I have 1 more person, but the edge of my hoop is a little bit in the way, so I'm gonna wait on that one. And I started the white. So I've got the white left and I have 1 person. So I'm pretty confident that if I bring this to StitchCon, I can get it done there. And I'm stitching on Pampas Grass from Color and Cotton that I had picked up. So I'm stitching on that, and I'm using all the called for colors. I fully kitted this up at StitchCon last year, and it's in a bag that my awesome friend Joan gave me. So my hope is to bring this and my Practically Perfect in Every Way back to StitchCon and to finish them there and ring the bell. I just think that would be a lot of fun. And I've been trying to think about my StitchCon plans and what I want to bring, because I like to bring things with me, but I also like to get a new stitch while I'm there because that's part of the fun. And sometimes I start it there, sometimes I don't. I say that like I'm gonna get one thing that I'm gonna bring there. No, you know I'll be buying more than one thing. But I do have the Anytime Tiny Town that has keepsakes in it. And when I ordered it from Keepsakes, I ordered it with the fabric and with all the called for colors. So I'm thinking I might bring that with me, because wouldn't that be a cool thing to bring back and to start there? Maybe I will even bring it and do some stitching on their porch. These things I got to think about. I'll figure it all out, but I'm super excited. And I've been thinking about my Q-snaps, thinking about my nerd hoops, thinking about, you know, how I like to stitch, and I love them both. The nerd is so soft in my hand. I don't like stitching in hand. I like to have a hoop, and I like the nerd because it's light, but I also like my Q-snaps because they mean business. And I have a great holder, and it only holds Q-snap. So I think I'm going to continue to stitch with both. And I wanted to mention one more thing before I left today, because as I was cleaning, I was taking pictures of my new purchases and things that I had won so I could put them into my inventory that I keep. And so I just wanted to mention an app that's out there called X-Stitch. And I have an Apple phone, and it's in their Apple app store. I don't know if you can get it on Android, but I think you can. But it's called X-Stitch, and I love it. I think it costs me $9.99 a year. They do have a 30-day free trial that you can use. But what I do is when I get a chart, I put it into the inventory. I take a picture of the cover. I take a picture of the back with my flosses, and I keep it by designer. And you can go in by name or designer. So I don't buy duplicates because I have that right on my phone. And I just wanted to share it. And I could put my colors for flosses in there. You can put your fabrics in there. You can get your stats of how much you have. I just put charts in there because to me, it's all about the mixing and matching for everything else. But I wanted to share that with you guys because I've used that. I found out about it the first year I went to StitchCon. So I've been using that app for 2 years. It has saved me so many times from making double purchases. And it is a fun way to keep a quick inventory so you know what you have, which also saves me from going insane when I think I have something and I can't find it. So if I take my picture quick and put it in the right drawer, because I have drawers back in the day when I did stamping and scrapbooking, I had big sets of drawers. So I have a fall drawer, a summer drawer, or autumn drawer, a miscellaneous drawer, and that's how I put all of my charts away so I know where to find them, unless I've kitted them up, of course, and I go from there. So anyway, check out X-Stitch if you haven't before. I hope that there was something in the land of cross stitch that you enjoyed in this video. Thank you for being here. Give us a like, give us a subscribe if you want to come back, ring that bell if you want to be notified when someday I have another Flosstube out. I will hope to get one out again after StitchCon. I hope that life is treating you well, that you're finding joy and pleasure in the little things, and that you find time to stitch every day because it just brings joy and is fun. So happy stitching, friends, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.